With Gears of War 5 right around the corner, we here at Suggestive Gaming figured now would be a great time to take a look back at the previous installment to get caught up to where we are now. Note that if you'd like a longer look at the Gears of War history, check out our first video where we cover the first 3 games in the franchise as well, link in the description and on screen now. Also remember to subscribe to Suggestive Gaming and ring the bell so you can stay up to date with the stories of all your favorite games, as well as other great gaming content. Now without further ado, this is what you need to know about Gears of War 4. Our story picks up 25 years after Marcus Fenix and the Coalition of Ordered Governments, or COG, destroyed the Locust using his father Adam's ultimate weapon, ending their war with humanity on the planet Sera. Mina Jin, the new head of the COG, commemorates the anniversary of the victory, but laments the absence of Marcus, who had become a recluse after losing his wife Anya. Meanwhile, Marcus's son JD, a former COG lieutenant, has joined a group of his friends and fellow outsiders, or those who live outside the COG restored city-states. These friends include Del Walker, Kait Diaz, and her uncle Oscar. The group are planning to raid a nearby COG settlement to steal a device called a fabricator that can create various weapons and defenses. However, they are met with opposition from robotic sentry forces called DBs. Fighting their way through the city, they are seemingly aided by the city's machinery until they reach and retrieve the fabricator. During their exit, they are accosted by Jin, transmitting via a surrogate DB who accuses them of kidnapping her people. However, the city's railcar destroys the DB and the group is able to escape back to their village with the fabricator. There, they are attacked by the security force, but they are able to hold them off using the fabricator. Although they escape the threat, the village's leader and Kait's mother Reyna reprimands them for angering Jin and bringing attention to them. The group try to explain Jin's claim of kidnapping, but Reyna is too angered to listen. Later that night, the village is attacked by a group of unknown creatures who begin to capture its inhabitants. Reyna barricades JD, Del, and Kait inside a barn and takes on one of the humanoid creatures, cutting off its hand in the scuffle. Oscar attempts to assist her, but is incapacitated and abducted by one of their Snatcher creatures. Reyna is then taken by the creature she was fighting. Oscar is not killed by the Snatcher, however, and is able to cut his way out of the creature sometime later, leaving him alone to search for his comrades. After the creatures leave with the villagers, JD, Del, and Kait exit the barn to examine the wreckage. JD finds the disembodied hand and removes a crystal from it. Del recommends taking it to be examined by an expert, JD's father Marcus. JD initially refuses, but eventually concedes that he might be the only way they can figure out where this new swarm of adversaries came from, and the trio head off to his estate. There, Marcus, still angry at JD for both joining and subsequently abandoning the COG, recognizes the crystal, but shortly after, Jin's DBs arrive. The 4 escape and head to Fort Rebel, where Marcus explains they'll find a dumping ground where the COG left thousands of Locust corpses that were covered in the same crystals. On their way, the group come across a series of pods containing mutated COG soldiers inside, revealing that the abductions Jin was referring to was the Swarm, who were using these pods to harvest humans and transform them into creatures for their army. The group guessed that the Swarm is an evolved version of the Locust, who instead of dying in the explosion produced by Adam Phoenix's weapon, instead underwent a slow metamorphosis. Shortly after this discovery, the group is ambushed and Marcus is captured by a Snatcher and taken away. The group then chased Snatcher into a mine to find that the Swarm have converted it into a hive. There, they fight their way to find a pod containing Marcus. They cut him out, but unfortunately he is unresponsive. Luckily, he is able to cough up the fluids in his lungs and regain consciousness. After he comes to, Marcus reveals that while in the pod, he was connected to the Swarm's network and could hear their communications. He explains that they were treating Reyna differently and are keeping her at a nearby dam. The group make their way to the second hive, but after seeing its size, take Marcus's advice to call in backup from a friend of his by heading to a radio tower in the nearby city of Speyer. On the way, they encounter the elite who captured Reyna, who proclaims that she is right where she belongs, before the group kill it and reach Speyer. There, they call in Marcus's friend, Damon Baird, the founder of DB Industries and creator of the DB units. He is revealed to be the one who helped out JD and the group with their battle with Jin a few days prior. Baird, along with Augustus Cole and Samantha Byrne, helped the group infiltrate the Swarm hive in the dam, taking down a giant swarm creature with the help of Baird's mech. Inside, the group eventually find Reyna, who is in the process of being absorbed into the Swarm's network. Knowing she'll die, Reyna asks Kait to release her so she can die before becoming one with the Swarm. Reyna gives Kait a medallion before bidding their final goodbye, and Kait cuts her down, killing her in the process. Outside, the group reunite and console Kait. She holds up the medallion, claiming that it belonged to her grandmother, whom she had never met. Upon examining the backside of it, however, we see that it bears the symbol of the Locust, revealing Kait to be the granddaughter of the Locust Queen Myra, whom Marcus killed shortly before the end of the war. This ominous note is our last before we pick the story back up with Kait Diaz taking the helm in Gears of War 5. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video, and of course, if you enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe for more, and leave a comment letting us know what to cover next. Also, please consider supporting us on Patreon or by becoming a channel member on YouTube. Special thanks to those folks now: Stephen Castaneda, TUM, Kristen T, Ryan Post, Leslie Mason, Tom Callahan, some grass clippings, William Mathers, and of course, last but not least, Kai M. Thanks again, guys.